What's up guys, Matt back again with another unboxing video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Matchmakers Goku vs. Vegeta Dragon Ball Super versions. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. These figures are based on Goku and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Both figures seem based on this shot from their sparring match from the movie. This is a Matchmakers release, which are crane figures from Banpresto of a pair of characters from Dragon Ball as minifigures. If you're interested in buying this figure, then I recommend Bashwin Collectibles, my favorite place to buy Kuji and collectibles. Link to their website in the description. Don't forget to use my discount code Peaches24 to get 10% off your first order. These figures were released on February 14th, 2023. Goku himself stands at about 5.5 inches. On his base, he's 8 inches. Vegeta himself is at about 5 inches, and on his base, he's 7.5 inches. Goku weighs 10.5 ounces in box. Vegeta weighs 9 ounces in box. Goku weighs 6.4 ounces on his own. Vegeta's at 4.6 ounces on his own, and both figures come with their heads, body, support, and bases. Alright, I was actually planning on reviewing these a while ago. I've had them for a while. You've probably seen them in all my comparison videos, but I got backed up because I think like the new Kuji came out and I wanted to do those before I did anything else. And then I ended up losing the footage for a lot of this, so I had to redo all of it. So this is my another go around for this. That's why you didn't see me actually unbox them out of the box. I lost that footage, so I at least wanted to show you guys the box at that portion of the video. But yeah, this video is probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual, just for that reason, but maybe not, I don't know. But Matchmakers, yeah, let's talk about Matchmakers. They did a bunch of Dragon Ball Super Superhero releases for Matchmakers. Looks like they're done doing that for a while because we're going back into Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, it's let's talk about both of these guys. I decided to keep these for my personal collection because it's probably pretty easy to compare characters like Goku and Vegeta to a lot of different figures and characters, as they are two of the most popular, if not the most popular characters from Dragon Ball. So, you know, pretty easy to compare them. They take a little bit more of a back seat in the actual movie. So it is still cool to see them included as a Dragon Ball Super Superhero pair of characters. I have said in past videos that, you know, having Goku versus Vegeta is just kind of played out. And Matchmakers specifically, you already have, I think you already have Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta. Shortly after these were released, you had Kaioken Goku versus Vegeta. So, I don't know, it is just kind of, I don't know, you just see it so often. And I know this is a cool fight. I really do like seeing Goku and Vegeta's fight in the movie, but honestly, even if that portion of the movie wasn't there, I would have been okay with it because I was really invested in, you know, Piccolo and Gohan's part of the story and the spotlight being almost completely on them. So, you know, it could have gone without, but I do like seeing Goku and Vegeta included. And of course, you guys know I'm a sucker for Vegeta when he's in this outfit, you know, just the jumpsuit with no armor. So I do like that. And they did make more of an emphasis on him more so having his shirt tucked in rather than it being just like a one-piece suit. So that is interesting. But yeah, it's a little bit of a played out fight. I think it would be more interesting to see stuff like Vegeta versus Zarbon, for example. I think that was a really interesting Matchmakers release as compared to this, where it's just Goku and Vegeta again. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I like the fight. I like the characters. I like that we're representing different fights from Goku and Vegeta, but it's a little played out. Like, I would rather get some more unique stuff before you go back to Goku and Vegeta, but that's just me. Their likeness is pretty good. I would say Vegeta has the better likeness of the two. But before I talk about him, let me talk about Goku for a second. Goku's likeness is pretty okay. It just seems a little flat for some reason. I think it has something to do with the way that they did his eyes. I would say from a downward angle, it looks pretty good. But once you put him where he's supposed to be, his face just kind of like falls flat a little bit. I wouldn't say it's goofy, but it kind of gets close to that goofy category. Not the biggest fan of the way it looks. It's just lacking a little bit of detail. It's going to be a 3 out of 5 for me. Vegeta, he has similar issues, but it's like a lot less exaggerated, I guess. I do like his expression. You know, he's very determined to beat Goku in this fight, which he actually does. I really do like the way that they made his face. He has a little bit more of that pizzazz that I'm looking for. Like, he's got the lines above his eyes and under his eyes that they do for these figures. He's got a little bit of detail around his mouth, too, and I don't think Goku has that. And I think his eyes just kind of pop more, in the way that they sculpted his face looks a little bit better than Goku. So I'll give Vegeta a 4 out of 5 for his likeness. It's pretty good. Goku is actually the loser here in terms of likeness. So look, Goku's losing the fight, and he's losing this fight for the likeness. So the sculpt quality, you guys know my opinion by now if you're not new here. But if you are new here, not the biggest fan of figures when they have to have these bases stuck up their butts. And I know it's to emulate them flying in the air and stuff, but I think over time, I can even tell with my Goku, like, he's a little like loose on there. Over time, it's just going to wear away first and foremost. And it's just kind of, it takes up a lot of space. I will say that their bases don't take up as much space as your average figure. I think Vegeta's is bigger for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe it's because his leg is a little bit further out than normal. But I do love the poses that they're in. Like, it does really look similar to their fight from the movie. I think Goku's hair has been done fantastically, as does Vegeta's. I like the way that their muscles and their gis look. Everything else about the figure is pretty solid in terms of sculpt. It's just this base and the support thing that I'm not a big fan of. So I'll give their sculpts a 4 out of 5. I do like them a lot. I'm just, big hater on the support and base thing. Paint and shading is okay. Very bright colors, which is something that the Broly movie, the superhero movie, I think stands out a lot more than other movies in contrast, because it's a very saturated color palette that they went for in the Dragon Ball Superhero movie. I would say Goku and Vegeta aren't as bright as I would hope they would be, but I think that's just a matter of their actual color palette from the movie, because this is very similar to the colors that they used for the Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball Superhero versions of them. No shading whatsoever, unfortunately. It doesn't look as bad on Vegeta, just because of his darker gi, so he does look a lot better in contrast to Goku. Goku looks a lot more flat, but he does have his insignia on the back and on the front, which I do appreciate. So they're not bad, just a little flat in that area. So I think I'll give them a 4 out of 5. Like I said, the color palette is accurate. It looks fine. It's just a little flat without the shading or anything dynamic to really make it pop. And then size and scale, these are actually a little bit bigger than normal for matchmakers, I think. I'm not used to them being quite so big. They're not dramatically bigger than your typical matchmakers release nowadays, which even Bandai categorizes them as minifigures. But they're slightly bigger than I'm used to seeing matchmakers. Not by a lot, but they're still smaller than your average figure within your collection. But I mean, Goku's about the size of like my GX Materia Goku, and Vegeta scales with him. So of course they're not going to scale within matchmakers. They're not going to scale with Ichiban Kuji or any of that. They're just, somewhat bigger than normal for matchmakers. I don't really have a huge issue with their size, so I'll give them a 4 out of 5 in that area. I think they're a solid size for the price that you're paying, and in matchmakers terms. So, that's always nice to keep in mind. But yeah, these are nice little figures. Their faces aren't the best thing to write home about. I kind of forget about them a lot in my collection, just because there's nothing like boom, like oomph about them. I think there are a lot more interesting figures in my collection, but they're not bad at all. I think they're solid picks. Goku's face could have been done a little bit better, so I'm gonna walk away. I'll give Goku a 3 out of 5 and Vegeta a 3.5 out of 5. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, why don't you go consider picking up some merch. You can hit the shop tab on my YouTube page. Go pick up a shirt, hoodie, mug, tote bag, sticker, whatever is up your fancy. I would really appreciate it if you help support me a little bit more by picking up some merch. And what would really, fulfill me is just seeing you guys take a picture, post it up on social media. You can tag me and be like, yo, dude, I got a shirt, or I'm drinking my coffee out of your mug, or I got this sticker and I slapped it on my dog's face. Whatever you want to do with that, I would love to see whatever you guys come up with. But I appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in the next one. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.